You're watching or listening to What's the Tea? My name is Lydia.
My name's Andy.
And we are kind of two former support workers. Trying to help people navigate life and help each other navigate life.
Yeah.
Because we are not experts at all. But in our profession as support workers, we may have given some helpful advice along the line.
Yeah.
Which has surprised us both, actually, at the time, probably.
Definitely looking back on it definitely surprised me.
We should note that we've got a visitor.
Yeah, it's not just us two in the studio today.
No, we have got my parents' dog. I'm dog sitting. So we've got Bonnie. She's a golden retriever.
So if you hear dog sounds in the background, or if you're watching on YouTube and you are aware of what looks like a dog in the corner of the screen every now and then,
you're not hallucinating. There is a dog.
There is a dog in the studio. And she has been a very good girl.
She has, apart from nearly pulling the wire earlier for my mic.
We're going to choose not to focus on.
Okay. So we just try and help navigate adult life. We're not experts, but sometimes we do have some useful stuff to share.
And sometimes the podcast looks a bit kind of random, kind of talking about a bit about various bits and pieces. Sometimes we are a little bit more serious.
Mm-hmm.
I think from the fact we've talked about, having a dog in the studio and how elongated my S was just then when saying the word serious is not one of the more serious episodes.
No, this is probably one of the lighter ones, for sure.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, let's call it lighter, he says, looking down at his notes for some sort of guidance. As to where he's going.
Yeah.
It's been a big week.
Yeah.
Gladiators back on our screens. I'm personally very excited.
As in Gladiators, like where they fight each other, Gladiators, not the movie.
As in the ones where they hit each other.
I grew up loving that. Me and my older sister would watch it every time it came on. It was Wolf and Hunter.
It's almost exactly the same as that.
Yes, I'm excited about that. Yeah, it was Wolf and Hunter when I was growing up.
Wolf and Hunter. Now it's Viper and Legend and Giant.
Name isn't good as Wolf and Hunter in my opinion, but I'm going to give it a go because that is nostalgia.
Give it a go.
That is nostalgia.
It feels exactly like the old TV show.
Nice.
So last week we kind of talked about you feeling a bit under the weather last week?
A couple
weeks ago. Talked about you feeling a bit under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
It's now very much my turn.
And before anyone starts finger pointing.
Finger
I think I've just invented a new phrase. Finger blaming. Finger pointing and blaming. He got it from his family, not me. I did double check.
Yeah.
That.
Possibly.
I'm just gonna have to get the dog out from underneath the table. Bonnie, come here. Because she's pulling the wire.
Oh, right.
Bonnie, come here.
So it could be a little bit more unhinged than normal, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Today, I kind of want to take us back to last week a little bit.
Yeah.
In that we kind of talked about resolutions and goals, and it felt very kind of deep and meaningful in a weird kind of way for us.
Yes.
And at the risk of making it even deeper and even more kind of meaningful, I kind of want to pull you up a little bit on all that, because we kind of talked about goals and we didn't talk about kind of, it almost felt like we didn't talk about the step before that. Kind of how to get there. The habits.
Yeah, I went on a bit about a bit of a rant, didn't I, about why New Year's resolutions, I have an issue with them.
Yeah, and I think we kind of missed a step there. And it was all very nice talking about New Year's resolutions, goals, New Year's resolutions. But when it comes to actually change, I guess, and kind of changing kind of what we do or starting something new, there is the habit that we need to put into place before
100%,
that.
yes. So we need to, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, we didn't quite talk about how to establish the habits that then reach the goals.
And especially positive habits. Because we all know that kind of the habits are a little bit less good for us. That's easy to do. Yeah. Because, because they are. But when it comes to kind of the more positive habits, such as, I don't know, looking after yourself, doing things on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to say remember your keys because that's very kind of personal. I'm terrible at forgetting my keys and
I can misplace my keys at work all the time. So I think it's an easy thing.
So I think how I deal with keys is make sure that they are in the same place every time, and if I don't do that, I lose my keys and I go home leaving my home keys in the office. And that gets incredibly awkward when you're meant to be letting your daughter into the house. And anyway, or indeed work keys. It's you kind of come into work and it's like, where's my work keys? I put them somewhere different at home. That's a problem. That's annoying. I've got to ask someone to let me into the office every time.
So do you not have a key like hook or cupboard at home?
I've got a key spot.
You need like a little key hook because I have a little key cupboard.
You got a little key cupboard?
Yeah, in my flat, right by the door. So I literally come in, take my keys off, put them there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's
very well organised.
It was in place when I moved in, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't think of it.
And that okay was knowing who lived in the Warden's flat beforehand and not wanting to go there too much. Hi, Jeremy. Jeremy used to be the warden
before I lived on site.
It did occur to me that we should probably explain the people that we shout out to on a regular basis. People who don't know who those people are.
That is true.
That's the reason why I just explained.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. I forget that people listening or watching this may not know us or who we're talking about. Because I know, I think everyone else should know. So something like that, putting it in the same spot so you can then have the habit of not losing your keys.
It's about that trigger place, that trigger action, that trigger moment. So it could be when you go past somewhere, you do something. Like, for example, I really struggle to get up in the mornings, like a lot of people, I'm sure. When my alarm goes off, I do tend to snooze it a bit. One of the support workers was like, I put my alarm clock on the other side of the room. So it gets the habit for him of getting out of bed every morning at the same time because he's got to turn it off, which I quite like. There's a trigger to make you do it because you see it. And it could be a trigger to take meds first thing in the morning. And whilst the habit itself can be hard to get into to start with, once your brain's kind of got that point of going, well, I'll do this, I'll do that, then do something else. That's where the habit comes into play.
100%. I'm so forgetful. Sometimes I forget to take my meds, but I put it next to my coffee machine because I have a coffee every morning. It reminds me.
There you go. You've got your trigger position.
Trigger position. Exactly.
You talked to me the other day about
an app. It has changed my life, and that sounds really dramatic.
Do you remember Tamagotchis?
Yeah, Tamagotchis. If you don't know what they are, please do Google them because they're amazing. But most people probably remember growing up getting a little Tamagotchi. So it's a little device,
it's little
electronic pet. And you'd have to feed it, grow, and
to go to sleep.
Exactly. So if you weren't allowed a pet, you probably had a Tamagotchi pet. And basically, this app that I found is a bit like that, but it's basically it's called Finch. There's a free version, but also if you want to unlock extra features, which you don't really need because I haven't needed them, then you do have to pay for the kind of premium package. But basically you get a pet, you name it, and then basically what happens is you create a to-do list. So for me, it's really helped me keep on top of things like at home, because working full time and then managing a home, it can be a lot, and sometimes you forgetful, don't feel like it. So for the past month, I've been using this app to kind of remind me to take my meds, to get out of bed, to go for a walk, to do all these things that I really want to do because I know it will better myself. And basically, when you get the app, it gets you to do a questionnaire of like what you would like to achieve, whether that is we're now looking at the dog nervously because she's over at the camera. is to like, I want to be healthier, I want to be more active, I want to have better mental health. So you fill that questionnaire in, and then they'll set goals, like regular goals for you, but you can add, like, not goals, to-do list, sorry.
Yeah.
And you can add to it. And then when you tick it off, you get like a little energy, like a little lightning bolt.
Okay.
And basically, if you get so many, so I think you need like 25 little energy bolts, you can then send your micro pet on an adventure in the environment that's living in. And then obviously the more you do, the quicker the pet comes back. You also get like rainbow gems, so you can go in the shop, get it clothes, add stuff to its home and things like that. But basically it's just a really good app to help you build a habit and to do things that you don't really feel like doing, whether that's exercising, eating healthier, doing yoga. If you're like, I want to do more mindfulness because it helps my mental health, I want to build that habit, then you can put that on the app. But they also have things like you can do additional like daily affirmations, there's daily quests, and also you can journal your emotions.
Daily quests. Tell me about daily quests.
So it's basically like you've got 3 things that they would like you to do that day, which gives you extra gems and extra like energy bolts. So it could be, completing something on your to-do list, sending it out on an adventure, changing its clothes, doing a daily affirmation, doing a reflection, all of these things. But you can also, like, if you're having a really bad day, it's got a little first aid little box, and in it it's got things to help you feel better. So it's like name that emotion, journaling, breathing exercises, so it's really good for like first aid for mental health as well. And it's just really helped me build better habits this month. This dog, she's like, everything is just brand new for her,
wandering around.
She's like, drum kit over there. So yeah, Finch has really helped me this month just feel better about myself and the things that I need to do in life, like the boring stuff like laundry. And
it feels like it's kind of gamified life.
Yes,
a little
exactly.
bit.
Yeah, and you can get more micro pets. I'm so excited about this app. I'm a little bit of a gamer at heart. So I have a bird, I have a little deer, I have an owl, and I have an octopus. And basically they start off as babies, and the more you go on adventures and do things, they grow up. Motorbike there. Yeah. They grow up. So my little bird that I've had for about a month is now a teenager.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They grow up so fast.
They do. So for me, that's been really good at helping me build habits, helping me be more active, getting things done. And it's done in a way that gamifies it, so it's not just a normal to-do list where you're probably going to ignore it like I tend to do.
And that is fair.
Yeah, but you can also use it like not even in your daily life. Like if you're like, I'm, my personal life's great, I've got great habits, but I want to get things done at work. You can have a work
I was wondering if I should install it on my work phone.
It is so good. It is like, and everyone was like, how did you find it? It was an Instagram ad. I love those ads. Because I've been trying to find something like this for about a couple of years now for myself. Also for our young people that we support, because it's a great tool. And I'm on, I think, day 29 now.
Cool.
And you can add it as well. I'm not sponsored by this app, but I just love it so much.
But if they would like to get in touch,
would like to
sponsor us.
If you have an iPhone, I'm saying iPhone because that's the phone that I predominantly use. You can have a widget on your home screen. So basically, so that's my home screen. I'm just showing Andy. I probably won't be able to show you. See, it's there. You can see the little bird. Yeah. So then you can have easy access as well, and it keeps you up to date. So that is my little tip there.
It's also apparently available on Android, Google Play, and Windows.
It is, yes. It is. It's available all elsewhere, but I just don't know if the widget thing, how that works on Android. But I can, if I can always do a little screen recording of the app as well if people would like that. They can leave the comments and I can then send it to you, Andy.
Fantastic.
You can also put it in our internal network for residents as well.
We also talked earlier about a thing called 7 Habits and 7 Habits training.
Yes.
Now, apart from it sounding like a thing about habits, because, the clues of a name and all that, what is this?
So a gentleman by the name, which I'll find in a minute, and I'll give you the name.
Is it
basically,
Stephen Covey?
Gosh, you're really testing me now. The book is by...
I'm just going to hum kind of...
Sing us a song, Andy. Sing us a song. Stephen Covey. You were right.
All right, see? I might have paid attention during my training. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago for us.
But I think the fact that I remembered that, and there's bits in the training that I did a long time ago. The fact that it kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
Kind of...
It just shows how good it is.
Story,
yeah,
really,
exactly. Yeah. So Stephen Covey wrote a book, or Covey, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yes.
Sean Covey, I think maybe a relative, wrote 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers.
Okay.
And there's one for effective families as well. So there's loads of different versions, but basically it's a guide on how to build better habits and be more kind of proactive, and also what's the word I'm looking for, you know, when your mind goes blank, not proactive,
efficient,
effective, you know, when you do a lot,
kind of on it,
yeah, I can't think of the word. When you do a lot, you're like,
let's just say on it.
Okay.
If you're just on it with stuff,
on it. Just on it.
We know.
And basically there is 7 kind of habit steps to help you be an effective kind of person.
Is this the thing you sent me?
Yes, I sent you the screenshots.
This is the thing that I'm hoping that you've got up on your phone.
I do have it on, yeah.
That's
but basically these habits are to help empower individuals to take control of their lives, align their actions with their values, and basically just build more meaningful steps in their day.
Okay.
So habit 1 is be proactive.
Right.
Now that sounds, you know, like, well, that's a bit obvious, but basically it's assume responsibility and focus on things that can be influenced rather than what can't. So I think a lot of the time we get so caught up in the things that we can't control or have responsibility over, and it's like, actually just be proactive and just focus on what you can.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, especially with social media and today's world, we get wrapped up in things that we don't have an impact or we can't control. Habit 2 is begin with the end in mind. So define clear measures for success and create a plan to achieve them. So in the next few hours, over the next few months, or across a lifetime. Because I think, and we talked a bit about this last week, about, you know, when you're setting up goals, you know, by being like, oh, by the end of the year, I'm going to achieve this. It's like, well, actually, let's just start off with something small to then build to that. And the 7 habits is basically saying, do that. If you're wanting to build a habit, start off with what you can do over the next few days, then months, then lifetimes. And that's, I guess, the same as well for when you're wanting to give up a bad habit. Like, you know, if you want to give up smoking or drinking or drugs, you know, you start off being like, I'm just going to get through today, or I'm going to reduce the amount today. Habit 3 is put first things first. So prioritize. I love the word prioritize. I always talk about people about prioritizing. I'm like, you need to prioritize.
But I guess it's also about focusing on what needs to be done.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
And yes, there are maybe stuff in the future that can be done and can be helpful. But actually, if it's not needed to be done now, focus on. And it goes back to that first habit. Yeah. Focusing on what you can influence. And what you can influence is what's right here, right now. Yeah. And if you like in work or in life, if you've got a lot of goals that you would like to achieve or projects, sometimes it can be really overwhelming seeing all of them written down and being like, oh my goodness, I need to do this, this and this. And what it's saying is if you prioritize, spend the first lot of time on the important ones. And something that really stuck with me in this training, which I still use today at work, is prioritizing your to-do list. Yeah. So sometimes you can have a whole to-do list and be like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of stuff I need to achieve today or in the week. But actually just by putting like number 1 and number 2s and number 3s, 1 being the most important, 3 being like, I'd like to achieve this, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. And obviously eventually the 3s will become 1s, etc. And it's something that I have you know, kept in mind, but also when I'm managing the support workers as one of my job roles, it's something that I remind them. I'm like, if you're not sure what the priority is here,
prioritize it, put a number next to it or a color or a code or something. And that tends to help them feel less overwhelmed and stressed. And it can be a good way to keep a habit as well. If you're like, well, my priority actually is to work on this goal first. So I'm going to do this first, then this, then this. Habit 4, think win-win. Approach each situation looking for ways everyone can win. So, look for those easy wins we talk about, don't we? So like an easy win is like, again, I'm gonna, I don't know, I want to run a marathon, for example. That's your goal.
But it's also about how can other people win in this scenario. So it's not a, it's not about thinking about how I can win and how someone else can lose. It's about what's the best result for everyone. Yeah.
But let's say you want to do a marathon because you're like, that's what I want to do. And I also want to take up running. One of the things is like looking at the easy wins for yourself could be, well, I'm just going to start walking for an hour to build up my stamina. That's an easy win because I do that. I walk to work. So, and then building it up for an easy win. But it's also being like, how can we make everyone win in a situation, which I quite like. Sorry, we're all just getting distracted by the dog here. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then be understood. Listen, understand, and honour others' perspectives and have the courage to express thoughts and feelings respectfully. That's kind of, I think, self-explanatory. Yeah. Habit 6, synergize.
I need you to explain that.
Okay, I'll try. Leverage diverse perspectives to solve problems. Innovative and achieve more than any one individual alone. So basically it's looking at the problem, looking at different ways that you can approach your problem, but also reminding that you can achieve more with other people than you can do alone. I was going to say,
it's about who's around you.
Who's around you that can help you, support you to achieve your goal. And then the final habit 7, is sharpen the saw. So increase motivation, energy, and vitality by making time for renewal activities. So it's how can you renew your energy so then you can keep achieving what you need to achieve. So for example, it's like, how can I look after myself to feel good about myself but feel energized so I can keep going. So it's like, it might be taking regular breaks. Yeah. It might be, do you know what? I really can unwind and switch off if I read a book. So...
And I guess that kind of brings us back to last week where we talked about sometimes like a New Year's resolution or goal can be very much win or lose.
Yeah.
And that's because we kind of give ourselves the expectation that actually, if I don't eat... So my New Year's resolution is to stop eating chocolate. But if you eat chocolate one day, that's you lost.
Yeah.
But if it's a resolution to eat less chocolate...
Exactly. You're more likely to achieve it and then not beat yourself up. So it's like breaking it into smaller steps, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also like the sharpen the saw is basically like you can't achieve things or be effective or proactive if you don't have the energy to.
Yes.
So it's like, because you're just going to end up not achieving. You're going to end up, in our word, failing, whatever that looks like. And then you're probably going to throw it out of the window or not do it. But I think we live in a culture where we have instant gratification. Yeah. We've got everything at the touch of our fingertips. Like if we want something, we can get it next day. If we need a piece of information, we can just Google it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the time that's why we have that all or nothing attitude as people. I'm definitely one of those people that can be like that. Like I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And then when it doesn't happen...
what's the quick win I can do today?
Exactly. And then I just, if I can't do it, I'm like, oh, what's the point? Because I haven't instantly got that gratification of doing it. Whereas, what can I win? What can I do today to feel like a win? It's, you can buy the books online. I would totally recommend that you have a little look online if you want to.
Yeah.
Because it is just a really good book.
Yeah, it's like jump on Google. There's videos. There's lots of
stuff on
about
it. Yeah.
Now, before we finish...
Yes.
We need the thing that we need a little musical intro.
Yeah.
For
jingle.
Jingle. That's the word. Not Google. Not Google. In my defence, I did say I was at the top of the episode. I was not at the top of my game.
It's fine. We'll let you off. But it's jingle time.
Jingle time, okay. And it's
we're
about weird news.
Yeah, and then we'll do this. I'm just going to do a little dance when the jingle goes. Eventually.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I've got to keep the energy up because you're sick. But yeah, weird news.
Weird news,
favourite part of the pod.
An extremely rare, completely round egg has been found by a shell-shocked farm worker.
But aren't eggs round?
I love what the news
I thought eggs were
reporter
round.
did with that. They're kind of egg-shaped.
Egg-shaped.
Actual sphere.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
It was an actual sphere egg.
Yeah, it's not perfectly round. So
not
this one's
perfectly
perfectly round.
Perfectly round, like a ball. So it was found by a farm worker called Ali Green, who has seen tens of thousands of eggs during her time at Fennerton Farm near Tiverton in Devon. But she was left stunned by finding one that was completely spherical, something that has a 1 in a billion chance of occurring.
Wow, she saw a 1 in a billion thing happen.
Yeah. And it's going to auction.
It's going to auction?
Yeah, it's going to be auctioned for charity.
I love that it's going to be auctioned for charity, but who would buy it?
Well, I guess it's a 1 in a billion egg.
What are we going to do? Frame it? Eat it?
I don't know what you do with a
what is
perfectly
it with people
marble-esque
auctioning pieces of food off? Because we had that.
Yeah, we had that banana thing.
I know.
Didn't we?
I still haven't done it. I need to. I'm going to do a little vlog of me going into the supermarket, getting a banana, some duct tape, and then seeing what Jeremy's reaction is when I create this new piece of art.
Jeremy is Lydia's line manager.
Yeah, we share an office.
They share an office.
And he's got very strong opinions of arts.
Yeah.
Because he is an artist himself. So yeah. My article is also, I love how a lot of the weird news is food themed. But mine is, so we had last week.
It's not just food themed, but go on.
Yeah. But last week we had a mystery of some bananas peels being left at the end of the street.
Again, it's all about the bananas.
I know. But this time the tomatoes have taken over. Okay.
I'm sure there's a plot for a movie there somewhere.
Yeah. People are stumped after tomatoes are left on Dublin Bridge in a bizarre trend. So
a trend of leaving tomatoes.
I know, it's now a tourist attraction.
Right.
Okay. I do think, no offense to anyone that is going there to go see the tomatoes, but I do think some people need some new hobbies.
Actually, I think I might have seen this on TikTok.
So Dublin has a new tourist attraction that has left 1 or 2 people scratching their heads, me included. Someone has put a load of cherry tomatoes on a bridge in Drumcondra Road, which goes over a canal and a railway line. Hang on a minute. The dog is trying to eat the plant. Bonnie, thank you. It has now been nicknamed Cherry Tomato Bridge, and people have been flocking to see it.
Well, that's a lovely name for a bridge,
the
anyway.
fruit, because tomatoes is a fruit, people, had originally frozen to, some people think it's a veg, but it's fruit. The fruit had originally frozen to the bridge wall thanks to a recent cold snap, but even though the ice is now thawed, it doesn't look like they're going anywhere. But what's more puzzling about this is that some of the tomatoes are whole, where others are cut in half.
Yeah.
And there are even some larger sliced salad tomatoes and sachets of Cuppet amongst the display. So yeah, they've gone viral. So
I wonder if there's something to this. I wonder if there is like a thread that we could pick at about food, about random food found in random places.
Do you know what? Sorry, the coffee went the wrong way.
Please don't,
Sorry, I got super excited with my thought. What if it turns out, right? So Banksy, really famous street artist.
Yeah.
What if it's him or someone like him,
and
that is just going across the country and just leaving these bizarre things?
He's kind of moving into food art.
Yeah. If anyone knows Banksy,
let us know. Well, let us know. Let us know if you know Banksy. Let us know if you see any bizarre food left in bizarre places.
Yeah.
If you've left food in a bizarre place, don't tell us about that. Mm-hmm. Just tell us if you find the bizarre food
thing. But yeah, it's a mystery. Tomatoes in Dublin to bananas in England.
Bananas
What's going to be
Nottingham,
next?
I think it was. Yeah.
What's going to be next? Mushrooms?
Maybe.
Cucumber?
It's like random cucumber slices left
just randomly
on a bridge.
Yeah.
Why not? I think that is a very bizarre place to finish,
to
end. Don't forget, we'd love to hear your stories, either stories of kind of social situations you kind of want help to navigate, or any kind of tips and tricks in navigating life that you'd like us to share with a wider audience. Find us on YouTube and your favourite podcast provider. And until next time, take care now. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye. Say bye, Bonnie.